Hopefully everyone can see my screen, and we're going to talk today about some ways that you can drive business to your website, and we're going to specifically talk about how social media can help. So this is going to be a dynamic presentation, so hopefully you'll get quite a bit out of it, and I do apologize for your inability to be able to join us on the last presentation. But this one's actually going to be better because we've upgraded the presentation. So what we're going to talk about is 3 specific areas that we're going to concentrate on to present how updating and using these specific areas can help you drive business to your website. So we're going to talk about content. We're going to talk about graphics and the place that they play in your website, and then we're going to talk about promotion, and that's where social media comes in. So with that, we'll talk, first of all, we'll go into content, because as this quote says, people don't buy for logical reasons, they buy for emotional reasons. And we need to think about that as you look at your website and as you kind of walk through it and see what appeals to you, what doesn't, what's kind of boring, maybe what's too crowded. So think about the fact people buy for emotional reasons and not for logical reasons. That's why you can upsell them to a very expensive cabin, because they are buying, they come in thinking they're going to buy cheap, but you can talk to them about how important it is for them to upgrade to a better cabin. So that's where we're going. So let's talk about content. Search engines love content. The Google, Yahoo, all of those, they are searching for relevant and updated and unique content. So what does that mean? It means unique content, it means supplier content, and it means call to action. So, and call to action might be intuitive, but you'll be surprised how many travel agents don't have a call to action everywhere on their site. So let's talk about unique content. Unique content is what is all about you. It is what your specialty is. It's your expertise. It's your experience. It's you talking about yourself. And it's also, if you have agents, it's their background. It's their expertise. It's their experience. It's as important for you to highlight what your travel agency does as a unit, and also what your individual agents bring to that travel agency unit. So a lot of times we end up promoting kind of a generic, kind of general area of content, of unique content, but we don't go in and really emphasize and highlight our agents. So if you have agents, it's really critical that you spend some time giving a little update and background on each one of your agents. Supplier content is who you work with. It's the customer shopping experience. It's what you're presenting to them when they go in and look for a vacation on your website. It's you promoting your preferred suppliers, the suppliers that you have relationships that lends credibility to who you work with. And you also are promoting your exclusives and your specials. So there's a reason why you're a member of vacation.com. They do a lot of things in terms of negotiating preferred supplier content, additional commissions, and very special exclusives and specials that benefit your customer. And you need to take advantage of that, or it's not worth, being a member. So supplier content is who you work with. And finally, the call to action is, how do they find you? Via email, via phone, and via social media links. So, and you need to have all of them, and they need to be on every page of your website. It has to be very easy for a customer to be able to click or pick up the phone and receive more information. So your website essentially merchandises your special services. It highlights your key suppliers and your expertise, and it has a personality. It conveys the core values of your agency to your consumers. So keep that in mind as, again, you look at your website and you reevaluate it and assess it. is that it doesn't talk to me about what we do as an agency and a company. So getting back to unique content. Unique content is what we mean by relevant content. That is that it is constantly updated. It's new content. It's hard to drive repeat business without new content. So you need to keep it updated. You need to add new things. You need to make sure that you've got your groups on there. You need to make sure that when your group has expired or it's already traveled, that you take it off and you put something new on there. So it's not just about having a website. You do have to do some homework. You do have to spend some time on your website every once in a while. It's not something that you have to do every day or even every week, but you do have to go in and you have to add something new occasionally so that the relevance is constantly updated. Add slideshows of your trips. You're in the travel business. You take pictures. Make sure that you put those pictures on your website. It's very important. And when those pictures show up, it's showing the customer that again, you have expertise, that you know what you're talking about, and that they want to go to the places that you've been because the pictures are so cool. So remember that when you're out and about traveling, taking pictures, making sure that you think in terms of your website when you're taking your pictures. Also add a blog. I know blogs are kind of confusing for some agents, and also they're time consuming, but they are so relevant. There's nothing more unique than a blog because you're writing about your experience of the moment and you're saying what you want to say, and nobody else is going to say it like you. So blogs are really, really key as far as search engines are concerned for providing unique content. And finally, testimonials. There's nothing better for you, the travel agent, than to be able to post something that your customers said about you because you provided them a fantastic experience. So testimonials are really relevant. They are well received by the search engines, and they clearly, I mean, it's just like going into a review site and reading a retail review, whether it be for a dress or a pair of shoes or a travel experience. It's important to read what other people have done in terms of using you as a consultant. So it's important, if you have testimonials, you should be asking customers for testimonials after they get back from their trips. And here's a good example of a website where they've highlighted their expertise. They specialize in ocean and river and canal cruises and tailored land itineraries. And then they also have theme planning like culinary, wine, and history. The thing about that is each one of these are links, and each one of them link into a series of supplier offers which will tell the customer exactly what they mean by this tailored land and itineraries package tours. And again, that's key to search when customers are on their search engines. Here's another great example. Neil Miller's travel is in the news, so when you click on that, you're going to go in and you're going to see a highlight of all of the times that the Neil Miller Travel Company has been highlighted in the news. That's key. Then you'll also see that there are, he's got vacations and honeymoon and Hawaii and Mexico. All of those are highlighted and they all link to another page of content. And again, that's key when we're dealing with the search engines. Another example is a great example for travel agents, as I was speaking. Love Your Travel Professionals. Here we're seeing that each one of these agents, in addition to having their pictures on there, which is great, it also highlights their specialties. And that again is key. It lends credibility to you, the travel professional, the travel agency, and the consumer sees that there are agents that have been places, they know what they're talking about, and it's very viable as far as experience is concerned. So promote your agents and make sure you alt tag their pictures. It's very key for them because then, again, both from a search perspective and from a social media perspective, that will continue to be viral. So supplier content is all about choices. It's providing your customers with credible choices when they're going in to search for a vacation on your website. So you want to give them something to search for. You want to make the search intuitive and the navigation easy. So we want to make sure that you have a search box or a shopping box on your site that allows them to search for the destination. It allows them to navigate easily to another page. So it's very, very key. It's very key to make sure that you're providing the customer with enough options in order to qualify their vacation search. So the suppliers that you feature and the depth and breadth of the content adds credibility to you. You are aligned with the top suppliers in the country. The ones that are advertising on TV are the ones that you're working with, and you want to make sure that your customer understands that. And again, you want to promote Vacation.com's negotiated exclusives and their specials because they provide your customer additional amenities and additional specials above and beyond what the standard person's going to buy or get on board a cruise. And then also you get additional commissions associated with negotiated pricing. So we're about to have a major thunder and lightning storm. So if you do hear thunder in the background, it's because we're getting a major storm here in Salt Lake City. So I apologize for that. So here's your, I just wanted to make sure you saw that it is important for you to have your suppliers on your website. So how to find you. I know it's, again, I'll repeat that, it seems like it's intuitive, but it really is not to some people. So you want to make sure that you have that on the banner of your website and on the footer, something that carries through to every single page on your website, shows your email address and your phone number. And again, lots of different ways to do that, but just make sure it is on that banner and that you can see it on every single page. So, secondly, graphics, images. They are the key to an excellent, fantastic experience on your website. So if graphics, if unique content is special to the search engines, then images are special to the customer. They drive the customer once they get on your site. So images are very key, and they have to be clean and crisp and beautiful in order to entice your customer, because after all, that's what you want. You want to entice them in order so that they will buy. So you want high quality images. You want to put videos on your site. You preferably want them to come off of YouTube so that they're hosted by somewhere else so you don't have a big bandwidth issue. But videos are very key to enticing your customer on your website. Again, I will encourage you to put slideshows of your experiences on your site. Swap them out so that you know that periodically you're going to update them, so that you're not showing trip you took in 2014 isn't still sitting on your website in 2016. Hopefully you've traveled again since then, and that you've updated your slideshow to the latest trip that you've been on. And then one thing that's very, very key is to make sure you tag your photos with an alt tag so that they actually can be searched. If you just put an image on your website, it can't be searched because the search engines don't search for pictures, but they do search for keywords, and those keywords are the alt tag. So if you're at this beach right here, and this is a specific beach somewhere in the Caribbean, you want to alt tag it to be that specific beach so that they can be searched on the search engine. So this is a cool idea as far as a slideshow on the customer service page. So this travel professional has added, and I'm going to actually go to it, has added a slideshow on his About Us page, which is all sorts of great images of him and his family in various, he's been to Disney and he's done a lot of family travel. So you can see that that adds a certain amount of congeniality and familiarity to your experience. So I love the slideshow on the About Us page. So what's the key to success? Well, we've talked about a couple of them, but a really, really important one is promotion. So you can have relevant content, you can have supplier content, you can have fantastic images and beautiful slideshows and videos, but if you're not going to promote your website, it's just going to be kind of there. It'll be found by the search engines if somebody's specifically searching, but how do you let your existing customers know that you have this dynamic website, and then how do you let other folks know that you have this dynamic website and that you are a travel professional? Well, you have to promote it. You have to make sure people know that your website is important to you. That's very key. If you've neglected your website, if you have old content on your website, if you don't have any updated great images on your website, you're telling anybody that goes to that site that your website is just a throwaway. It's not important to you. It's not part of your marketing strategy. It's not really something that you use yourself. So you have to be proud of your website and you have to promote it. And you have to get your agents to engage in it as well. How many times, go around and ask any of your agents, any of you that have travel professionals that work for you, ask them how many times they've looked at your website recently. And if they haven't, I would encourage you to challenge them to go in and do some research. Go through the website as if they were shopping for a vacation. Have them embrace it, because if they're not promoting your website to their customers, then they're not proud of it either, and it means that it's not important to them either. So do your agents look at your website? Do they refer customers to your website? Is it on your business card? Is it on all your travel agents' business cards? Is it on their signature? Is it on your invoices? Is it on the auto hold of your message? If you're a brick and mortar, is it on a banner or stenciled on your window? Is it everywhere it can possibly be? You know, have you painted it on the side of your automobile? You need to promote your website, and it has to be everywhere. And then finally, and this again is key to the expansion and the viral marketing of your website visibility, and that is using social media. So one of our customers said recently that she felt that she needed to involve social media platforms like she needed to have a website and a business card. So that's how important social media has become. That it's not just about your website, and it's not just about a business card. It's about everything associated with basically with digital marketing. So let's take a look and look at some tips and some tools associated with social media. So you got to be involved in everything. Link your website for all of your social media accounts. So make sure that if you've got Instagram, if you've got Twitter, if you've got Facebook, if you have YouTube, if you have Pinterest, no matter what you have, make sure you've got those icons on your website and that they link over to all of those various social media accounts. So with Facebook, make sure that your About area includes your website URL. So, and that needs to be true on both your business page and on your personal page. Make sure that on your personal page, people know that you are a travel professional and that you have a website. So make sure you add it on your personal site as well. You'll see here that, that under the wings trips, that you've got your website URL strategically placed so that everyone knows and can link right back to it at any time. On Instagram, you can include a link to your website in your profile, and then Instagram will automatically make it a clickable link. So you don't have to do anything except just put in www.abctravel.com and they'll convert it. Make sure you add your phone number to Instagram as well. So you'll see that this is a great example of Instagram uses on both the mixture of business and personal. So you'll see that there are personal travel images and business travel images. And you'll see here on the Instagram that you've got the URL link directly from and the contact information directly from your Instagram profile. So all of those are, both of these are great indicators of how to maximize the use of your social media. And on Pinterest, you enter your website on your profile as well, and they too will automatically convert it to a clickable link at the top of your Pinterest profile. So, you know, the social media channels themselves do a lot to help you if you remember and you know to add your website link whenever you can. So add your social media links to your website, add them to the header or footer of your site so that they're on every page. So you'll see here, you've got Facebook and Instagram here. On Brevard, you've got four of them associated on in this area, but it's in the banner so that no matter what page you're on, you're going to end up with the social media icons on the top of the page. So another idea is to include a link to your website in at least one post of your social media, any of your social media posts per week. So make sure that when you're posting, no matter how you post or what you're posting, that in at least one post per week that you add your website link. So you may be promoting, and here's some creative ways to link to different pages on your website. So you could create a campaign for 20 weeks that linked to a different page on your website each week. You could just go through and walk through each page on your website and think up some reason to post, be creative, and then link it back. But here's a couple of ideas. What about themes? So one theme could be, you know, do you think you don't need travel insurance? And then you can add a link to your insurance page, which will tell them all sorts of reasons why they need to have travel insurance. You want to know what the weather is like somewhere in the world, or the time zone, or, you know, a currency conversion. You could link them to your travel resources page. So the simple, creative ideas like that takes your social media channel and links it directly into your website. So you're constantly reinforcing what you do. And then make sure that you list your agency as a place you work on your personal page. So you'll see here, this is a personal page, that they own the travel company, and that it's linked, and it pops up, and it shows that this is the travel company's Facebook business page, but it's linked from the personal page. So let's recap. We've talked a lot. So content is important for the search engines. Images are important for your consumer, the consumer's emotional buy, and promotions are linked with social media. So if you can remember those three things and go back and kind of review your website from there, I think you'll see that there are things that can be improved on each one of your websites. So let's talk a little bit about how we can help you. We have a couple of website products. Many of you may have them, some may not. Our hosted agency website program is NextSite, and NextSite includes Supplier Content and all the VCOM exclusives. It's fully customizable, so it represents who you are and what you sell. So that's where we get into the unique content, the relevant content, the things that set you apart from everyone else. And it's $55 per month. So if you already have a website, but you want the supplier content, you want the VCOM exclusives, then we can give you Vacation Port, which is only content for members with their own website. So that's your shopping box That's the ability to go in and search for cruises and land vacations and serve up all of your preferred suppliers along with the vacation.com exclusives within the confines of a website that you have designed. And it includes everything that Nextsite includes as far as supplier content and VCOM exclusives. And it is $40 a month. So these are either or. You don't need both. If you want a full website, you have Nextsite. But if you just want content to place on an already existing website, you can have Vacationport. And then finally, our social media product is ESP. And that's the product that we created specifically for travel agents a couple of years ago, because the one thing that we heard from travel agents regarding social media was they didn't have enough time. And I was just at a conference last weekend in Tucson, and that's exactly what we got told time and time again from every appointment that we had, was that, you know I have to be on social media, but I just don't have the time. So what we do with ESP is we queue up content every day, and we automatically post it to your Facebook business page. So it's all sorts of content. It's fun. It's relevant. There's lots of images. There's lots of questions. There are some supplier branding posts. But if you're a vacation.com member, then you wouldn't see anything that was not a vacation.com supplier. But the key here is that it keeps you consistently posting to Facebook even when you don't have time. And what we do is we have a dashboard, so you have the ability to go in. We queue up the post 4 or 5 days in advance, so you have the ability to go in and opt out of any posts that you might not want to post. So maybe we've got something queued up that is talking about Croatia, and you don't know that much about Croatia, you're not that interested in promoting that, so you can go in and just block the post and it will not go to your Facebook page. So you have flexibility as it relates to what gets posted. It respects the VCOM preferred suppliers, and also if you do happen to have one of our other products like Nextsite or Vacationport, any supplier post that lands on your social media, on your Facebook page, will link back to your website and directly back into that supplier's offer page. So that's an added benefit in that we can tie them all together and make ESP and the Nextsite or Vacationport content link. So, but you don't need to have one of our Nextsite or Vacationport in order to subscribe to ESP. It's from $15 per month, so it's very affordable, and as I said, you do not need to be a Passport Online customer with any other product in order to purchase ESP. So with that, I'm going to close and take some questions. I said this would only be 30 minutes, and it's been just about that. So if you have any questions, let me know. Let me see if there are any. Doesn't appear to be. You can, I'm happy to answer any questions at any point in time. You can send any questions to sales@passportonlineinc.com, and or you can call us at the number here, and the option number is 1 for sales, so you just push 1 after you get into our answering message, and I'm open to any questions that you might have. And if there aren't any, I will keep to my word, and I can end the webinar in 31 minutes. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I will hope to hear from you soon. Take care.